And the word for today is patience. Well, hi everybody. This is Dear Mama Sal, and it is just my week for learning about patience. So, I went to the dollar store, and what I went in for was a couple of baking mats. My life definitely is much better for having baking mats in my life. I use them on my barbecue and in my oven, on top of, so it's just the cleanup is so much easier. Anyway, so I know that the dollar store always has them, and so that's why I went. Now, I got them plus a whole stack of other things, because the dollar store to me is just red rag to a bull. But the reason I needed patience was because I knew exactly where to find these. I knew where they were in the store until I got in there and found out they totally changed the store around. I'm not joking. They didn't just a little bit change it up, they just did the whole store. And when I eventually found the Betty Crocker section, which took me the whole store to find, even when I asked for help. Anyway, when I did actually find that section, there were no silicone baking mats there. And I was about to get upset when I remembered that's not what I do anymore, because I have emotional intelligence going for me. I took a deep breath and said, okay, before you leave, think. If they didn't have them in the Betty Crocker section, where might they have them? And I thought barbecue. So I said, thank you, mind. Very good thinking. So I went back. I'd already looked at the barbecue section, by the way. I went back to the barbecue section, and guess what I found? Not the silicone baking mats, but the barbecue ones. So they will do very nicely because they take even higher heat. So you might think, well, so what's with the patience? Well, obviously the patience to deal with a totally remessed with store. But that wasn't the real patience requirement. I got to my car and hit the button to unlock it. It made a very funny noise. It wasn't unlocked, but very funny noise. And I went, okay, that's interesting. And then I thought, never mind, I will open up the back door and lean forward, however much that hurts my back, and unlock it that way. Now that didn't work. Then I said, okay, fine, I will not be beaten by a mere door. So I got in the passenger side, and then this should have been videoed, but then made my way across to the driver's side. And then I found out that if I used the door handle, it opened it. Now, it may be that I have a major problem with my door lock. That's maybe. I'll find out in a little bit after I've got everything sorted out. I'll come down with some WD-40 and see if that helps at all. But what I now know is that going into the passenger side, leaning across and opening the door from the passenger side is something that works, until I've got this fixed. Now my car is due to go in for a service anyway, so I'll maybe have them have a quick look at it, and they're going to tell me it's time for a new car, and I know that. But I need to sell the house first, people. Patience. Yep. One step at a time. And so now what I'm going to do is unpack the goodies that I bought and then come down with the WD-40 and see if I can make a plan here. Now, the other thing that I'm aware of is I didn't plan to go out today. And so it is interesting that I did go out and find out that I got a problem with my door. Imagine if I had found that out when I was in a hurry and wearing good clothes. You know, they didn't lend themselves to climbing from one seat to another. Which, by the way, I was very grateful that I could still do, even though my back is not liking what I did. I am grateful that I was still able to do it. So well done, Sal. So I'm practicing a lot of patience this week. It's good for me. I can do this. This is dear Mama Sal saying, have a look around your life today and see, do you need a bit of patience? And if so, can you control your emotion enough to find it? It's not easy, I can tell you. But if you can, give yourself an emotional intelligence point. Because emotional intelligence is when life does not upset you, where you protect yourself from life, if you like. That it no longer, everything that happens in life upsets you. Now you can just be in the moment, and it is what it is. This is dear Mama Sal saying you can do this. If I can, anybody can. But by the way, I do have moments that are better than others, just so that you know I am human. Remember to look after one another, but please, please, please do start by looking after yourself. Even if it means controlling your anger, your frustrations, all those things. It's all looking after yourself. This is dear Mama Sal saying, love you. Bye-bye for now.